Did speak to you this afternoon. We did see Sugar Boy Malinga in action against Saki Horn at Nasrec. Of course, that was just an hors d'oeuvre for the main event coming up this evening. The world title fight, the IBF Super Middleweight Challenge of Malingas against Lindell Holmes, the champion. That is the main bill this evening, the main fight. Our first fight that we're going to be seeing from Rome in Italy is Pierre Coetzer against Kimmuel Odum. In fact, both boxers are in the ring, so let's join our commentators right now. Once again, our commentary in English on Audio 2 and in Afrikaans on Audio 1.
Good evening and welcome to the Mnet Supersport boxing team of Robin Welsh and Michael Marley here at ringside in Marino near Rome, Italy. But tonight, Sugar Boy Malinga of South Africa will get his second title shot when he challenges American Lindell Holmes for the IBF Super Middleweight crown. First up then, Pierre Coetzer, the leading South African heavyweight, will be seeking to further his career when he takes on, as we see right now, American heavyweight Kimmuel Odum. Two explosive fights in view. Michael Marley, you're with me at ringside. How do you see Coetzer against Odum?
Well, we're going to see an interesting test for Pierre Coetzer. Pierre now ranked number 6 by the International Boxing Federation. He's risking that high ranking, and with Alex Stewart's first-round knockout loss to Mike Tyson, Pierre figures if he keeps winning to move up. Odum is a good puncher, most of his victories by knockout.
Well, here we see Pierre Coetzer coming forward. This is the Pierre Coetzer we've seen the last 2 or 3 fights, trying to put pressure on. Instead of biding his time, trying to put the pressure on, coming forward, some good shots, throwing that left, followed up by that wicked right.
Well, Kimmuel Odum, you can see that tummy, that belly. His official weight 230, but we've learned that his weight is actually closer to 240 pounds. There was some problem with the scale, and there Coetzer going to work on that body.
He's really lashing in those shots there into the soft midriff there of Kimmuel Odum.
It's a very inviting target, but while going in, Coetzer must beware because Odum has an excellent right hand.
Odum, of course, was a very, very good amateur, American international heavyweight amateur, sorry. He's been around for a long time, turned pro at the age of 26. Has put some good shots together. Fought Razor Ruddock, and I believe was unlucky to lose that. Apparently, he was hit on the way down. Also fought Ray Mercer, and he's been training with Riddick Bowe. So he's been in with some good guys, Michael.
Odum's claim to fame as an amateur. I mentioned Mike Tyson against a very young teenage Mike Tyson. Odum won by disqualification.
Coetzer coming in here, putting these shots in.
You see Odum, he's not a fancy boxer, although he can box. He says, my initials are KO. That can stand for knockout or Kimmuel Odum, and I prefer to punch.
Well, Pierre Coetzer with a record of 33-2, 23 KOs against Kimmuel Odum with 13-4, 12 KOs. So Mr. Odum does have some real rocks in those fists.
Coetzer lashed out with an excellent right hand, and it seemed to shake Kimmuel Odum up. I think Coetzer should go back to the body attack.
He certainly seemed to have Mr. Odum gasping a little bit when he went for those ribs. Coetzer coming forward again. This is a Coetzer we've only seen the last year, willing to really go for it, willing to really attack.
I sat with Mr. Odum at lunch today, and I can tell you he had a full plate more than once.
Plenty of pasta here in Marino, Italy. Good for the fighters, keeps them going, but there was that left going right into the soft midriff there of Kimmuel Odum.
That's what Coetzer's got to do. He's fighting a man taller than himself, Pierre Coetzer, and a man with a longer reach, so he should dive into that belly.
I think Coetzer's probably realized by the end of this round, Mike, as we come to the end, that provided he keeps the punches going, Mr. Odum can't do too much damage. I think Coetzer's a far fitter fighter than Odum, far quicker on the punch.
That's painfully obvious, and also with the body attack, I gave that round to Coetzer on a 10-9 point basis.
A little graze there on the right eye of Pierre Coetzer of late. Starting to damage around the eyes, but it seems to heal very quickly, Michael. We saw that in Biloxi a month ago when we did our last fight with Pierre Coetzer. Quite a lot of damage around the eyes, but nothing very serious. More bloody than it really was.
That is one of his detrimental factors. Pierre does seem to have a tendency to cut, but he's persistent and courageous. Again, getting back to, you see, Odum seems to be huffing and puffing a little bit in the corner now.
You see that left
it's a body shot like that will take the wind out of his sails and slow him down.
But you can see him panting as he goes back there on his feet.
Might mention, although this is not a championship bout, It is being refereed by an IBF referee, Rudy Battle of New Jersey.
We'll also be doing the up-and-coming world title after this, so we've got a real good crew here, excellent referee and some very good judges.
But unlike an IBF title bout held elsewhere, the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. 3 knockdowns in 1 round, it's the end of the fight.
Coetzer putting in some blows there, Michael. Odum putting up those gloves to defend himself. Coetzer very determined here.
Well, again, that belly, an inviting target. In the United States, we call him Santa Claus. What do you call him down in Say? Oh, he's hurt. Odum is hurt.
Backed up on the ropes there. Good left by Pierre Coetzer, followed up by the rights.
I was going to say, Odum's belly looks like Father Christmas, I guess.
He's going to have to slim down to get on Father Christmas's sledge, I think, otherwise it won't take off. Coetzer coming forward, putting that left out, driving the left into the face there and the body there of Kimmuel Odum. Coetzer's called a no Odum because they sparred together about a year ago in Chicago. They said Odum was not fit when he got in for sparring, but by golly, he could punch. We haven't seen much of that punch so far. Coetzer being just too sharp and too quick for him. Coetzer coming forward again. Left, the old right going through as well.
We mentioned Coetzer's prestigious #6 ranking in the IBF. A victory will keep him there, and he may rise because Alex Stewart fell down in the ratings when Mike Tyson knocked him out. But a knockout victory over a named boxer like Kimmuel Odum obviously helps Coetzer even more. Oh,
he's
another
going for
left
it.
hook to the body.
Doubling up with that left. Odum hurt there. Also backing off. He's seeing he's seeing the power of those punches from Pierre Coetzer.
But Coetzer must sustain that body attack. He can't go in and throw 1 or 2 shots. Odum is boxing very defensively, laying on the ropes.
Interestingly enough, apparently in training, Pierre Coetzer was doing the crossover hand defense, but we haven't seen it in this fight. I think there's a bit of subterfuge there for his opponent. Conventional defense here from Pierre Coetzer. The little that he has been able to defend, or has necessary to defend, Michael. Kimmuel Odum trying to come forward himself. He's a big guy. He leans on you, you can really feel that weight. That can sap your strength too.
He's a genuine 6'5" tall. There, Coetzer missed with a home run punch, a wild left hook.
Coetzer also leaning forward, trying to keep this Odum guy against the ropes.
I think Coetzer, I don't know it's because of Odum's record or that sparring session, which you mentioned in Chicago, Illinois, but Odum did score a smashing upset American television knockout victory over Big Art Tucker.
Good left there from Pierre, going right through there. Odum backing up on the ropes. Not so happy there, Michael. What have you got so far on your scorecard after 2 rounds?
Well, I thought both rounds obviously dominated by Pierre Coetzer, and I've got a 20-18 after 2. Odum right now not really doing much offensively.
He seems to get into trouble quite easily when Coetzer puts on the pressure. Coetzer needs to keep up that pressure to sustain himself more. I think he probably can finish this guy off if he sustains this pressure. But obviously, he's pacing himself over in the Odum corner. We can see a little bit of a tension there. He's okay so far, but a little bit the worse for wear, I think. Puffing a little bit, Michael.
Yeah, he's huffing and puffing, and Odum extending one hand up on the ropes there to rest it.
You see Coetzer coming forward, a good left hand there. And rocked Odum, followed by a good right uppercut.
That was an excellent uppercut.
Here we go then, round 3, this Jumbo Cash and Carry tournament. Live here from Marino in Italy, Pierre Coetzer, scheduled for 10 international heavyweight tournament. Pierre Coetzer against Kimmuel Odum from the USA. Pierre Coetzer coming forward again where he started in rounds 1 and 2. Pushing forward that left-hand punch.
And that's a good sponsor for Kimmuel Odum, Jumbo Cash and Carry, because he is one jumbo heavyweight.
Let's hope he doesn't fall down alongside the Jumbo. Coetzer coming forward, lashing out with that left.
You mentioned that Odum has sparred with Riddick Bowe, the up-and-coming heavyweight contender. He's also sparred with Evander Holyfield, the current undisputed world heavyweight champion. And now Rudy Battle, I think, is just checking the gloves.
Yeah, I think I'm sure heavyweight champions like to spar against people like our friend Kimmuel Odum here, because he's heavy and probably he's told to lean on,
durable,
push them, extend them, so they can see what it's like in the ring whilst they're trained to have someone leaning and being heavy on them. Coetzer coming forward again. Odum responding with a flurry, but not really getting through onto Pierre Coetzer.
Unless Odum starts dieting a bit, he'll be as big as Big George Foreman.
I don't think that will be much of a match, Michael.
It may be just at the dinner table, not in the ring.
Rudy Battle saying, come on, someone hitting me on the head. Coetzer coming forward, left, right going through to the body.
Nice right to the liver by Pierre Coetzer.
Coetzer keeping Kimmuel nicely onto the ropes there, Michael, for some time. Ooh, a flash of head there.
In Coetzer's corner, Alan Tawil Sr., you know, yelling out to referee Rudy Battle to watch Odum holding. That's what he's doing. As soon as Pierre gets inside, he tries to tie him up.
Coetzer still coming forward. Odum going away. Haven't really seen a telling blow yet from Odum, have you, Michael?
No, he's jabbing nicely, but he's backing up while doing so.
Not much power there. Good body punch there from Coetzer. That shook Kimmuel Odum. Good left, deep into the body there. Odum, he's wobbling around there, Michael. Tying up, holding on.
Yeah, he's holding on now for a reason.
Coetzer will just learn to step away. Come back again. Another drive into the body. Big Kimmuel Odum here. He's strong character, Michael, but he hasn't really got much of a punch going. Good punch
Odum
there.
tried to sneak in the right hand, and he did land a right hand, a counter-punching right, lead right. Pierre came in with his head straight up. Well, another round in the Coetzer column.
Kimmuel Odum then with a record of 13-4, 17 fights as a pro, 12 KOs, a long amateur career. For Gary, Indiana, the USA, rated for some time one of the top 4 amateur heavyweights in the world, and represented the US in many international competitions before finally turning pro at a time, I think, when he's rather frustrated, Michael.
Well, 1989, we look at the record of perfect record, 5 fights, 5 knockouts, all scored by Kimmuel Odum, and we were looking at, there's that body shot. And that's when Kimmuel Odum started holding on for dear life. But in 1989, he knocked out Jimmy Edwards, Jimmy Clark, Rufus Hadley, Art Tucker, and Dave Slaughter.
Well, then he got and went in against the likes of Ray Mercer, went 12 rounds in March of this year. IBF Intercontinental.
Then that controversial loss to Ruddock. Ruddock first hurt Odum when he hit him after the bell. And in fact, the third man in the ring tonight, Rudy Battle, was the referee in that bout.
Coetzer seems to have more intent with his blows, Michael, than our friend Mr. Odum here.
Yeah, Odum again fighting defensively. Mentioned Razor Ruddock out of Canada by way of Jamaica. He may fight Mike Tyson come March.
And you rate Razor Ruddock, you say he's got one heck of a punch.
I think he's the hardest puncher in boxing, and with that tremendous left hook he has, he could lay any man out.
Well, here we got then, we're in round 4 here in Italy, live on MN Supersport. Pierre Coetzer against Kimmuel Michael Odum for the USA. Pierre Coetzer in our card, ahead by a couple of points at this stage. Coetzer pressing.
I was just about to say, Kimmuel Michael Odum, it's Kimmuel Bruce Odum, and he didn't really know how that got on her press notes, but he wanted that corrected. Right now he's in the middle of taking a pounding. I really think Coetzer should just, you know, forget the head. I mean, that body is right there. It's like attacking a blimp.
Yeah, the Coetzer biggest damage has been inflicted when he goes for that body, and Kimmuel Odum pulls away, gasping every time he goes for it.
Well, it would be a very positive accomplishment for Pierre Coetzer if he could take this man out. Goes into the books as a knockout. It bolsters his number 6 rating at the IBF, and it would be far more impressive than another 10-round decision.
against in his last fight against J.B. Williamson. He went the distance. He was far stronger than Williamson, but we all thought he should have knocked Williamson out because Williamson was over his best. And here he is coming forward with a lot more determination, I think.
Again, the Coetzer corner screaming to referee Rudy Battle, please prevent Kimmuel Odum from his clutching and holding.
Well, there again, Michael, it's up to the other guy to step back and stop it happening. It's easy to step back. Come forward again. Coetzer corner saying that's it. They heard the smack of that one going into the midriff there of Kimmuel Odum. Coetzer not punching with the snap that he had in the first couple of rounds, Michael.
No, he's not in this round.
He's getting to the point of the action, but there's not as much power in those punches in the earlier 7 or 8 minutes. Kimmuel Odum coming forward, pulling on with the 2 hands. Referee Rudy Battle gets in, pulls them apart. 10 seconds to go in round 4. This fight coming to you live from Marino, Italy on MNet Supersport, featuring Pierre Coetzer in the blue against Kimmuel Odum, the USA.
Good left hook to the body, closing the round by Coetzer.
Well,
you know, Pierre Coetzer is going to beat a Kimmuel Odum, any heavyweight that is not fit and well conditioned. Because one thing about Pierre Coetzer is weight doesn't vary too much, 3, 4, 5 pounds at the maximum, and he is always in condition. He's going to beat a lot of Kimmuel Odum simply on conditioning. And you can't blame Pierre Coetzer if the other guy doesn't come in tip-top shape.
I think the real test for Pierre Coetzer is yet to come. He's coming up against the bigger, heavier guys, coming up nicely, but he's got to face some critical hurdles in the next 6 months, Mike. Here we see Pierre Coetzer coming forward again, taking a pawing right there from Kimmuel Odum. Odum just, how you do? Just putting around by the neck. Glancing blow, just poppy over the head there, Pierre Coetzer, nothing really in them. Yep, a little smack there on the nose of Pierre Coetzer from Kimmuel Odum. Well, your card there, Mike, as we go into round 5, Pierre Coetzer comfortably ahead, I would say.
Yeah, 40-36 on my card, a sweep all 4 rounds. Odum, as you mentioned, pawing and patty caking, not punching with bad intentions. Of course, that's the famous Mike Tyson motto, instilled in him by the late great trainer Cus D'Amato. We've seen some bad intentions from Pierre Coetzer, but he must redouble his attack and really concentrate on that body.
After kind of action of the rounds 1, 2, and 3, crowd got a bit quiet here as we settle down into the middle part of the fight. Odum trying to push his way out. Referee Rudy Battle saying, come on, keep those punches up.
Well, at least he's doing a little counter-punching, Odum, but on the bout overall, he really has been fighting defensively and not fighting to win. That makes it all the more difficult for Coetzer. But I really think Coetzer needs to get this man out of there.
Yeah, that right hand of Coetzer is now going to glancing over the ear there of Kimmuel Odum. Is not getting like the way it was. Once again, just slipping over the top. Or Odum blocks it with his hand. Body shot from Pierre Coetzer, slapping into the bulky midriff.
We mentioned the portliness of Kimmuel Odum. Another factor in Pierre Coetzer's favor, this ring is one of the smallest you'll see in the professional ranks. We paced it off at 16 foot inside, and that's
a real puncher's ring.
Yep, that's the equivalent of a telephone booth.
Coetzer trying to get through there with uppercuts.
In the title bout, of course, that will work to Lindell Holmes, the champion's favor, against Sugar Boy Malinga. Malinga preferring probably to box.
Well, Michael, you mentioned it coming up shortly after this fight, the IBF Super Middleweight Championship featuring Lindell Holmes, the champ, against South Africa's own Tulani Sugar Boy Malinga. That's coming up next. Here we are midway through. Pierre Coetzer against Kimmuel Odum. Pierre Coetzer letting rip once again.
Well, Pierre Coetzer with a very good combination. He took the left hook downstairs and upstairs. To the body, then to the head, then back to the body. That's what he's got to do.
Coetzer's corner saying he's hurt.
Definitely wouldn't use the old expression that Kimmuel Odum is a hungry fighter. I think he gets his 3 square meals a day.
coming forward again. Last 10 seconds of this round. Plainly away, but no real damage being inflicted there on his opponent. Kimmuel Odum right by his corner. I think he's very pleased to get that rest. And hardly any walking to do. Here we go then, the end of round 5 then, Michael.
Well, again, I thought another round for Coetzer, not because he was smashing, but simply because Odum on the defensive. You see Odum there a little puffing a little bit, but he's still in the fight, at least physically.
Round 6 coming up. We're live at the moment on MNet Supersport, coming to you from Marino near Italy. Michael Marley and myself, Robin Welsh, bringing you this fight. Pierre Coetzer, an international, scheduled for 10. Heavyweight tournament. Kimmuel Odum, Pierre Coetzer. We see some action coming in then from round 5.
Odum again laying on the ropes and just taking a pounding from Pierre Coetzer.
Round 6 away. Coetzer comes across, stalks his opponent.
This overhead shot, you can really see just how small that ring is. Puncher's paradise, that size ring.
Coetzer letting off that left.
This is a kind of you mentioned a postage stamp ring. Angelo Dundee, when he was handling Muhammad Ali, would go crazy if he saw a ring like this, always preferring to get Muhammad the biggest ring possible.
Well, from the crowd's point of view, Michael, a small ring should lead to some interesting fighting. It's got to get the guys together. It's got to get action. And we're getting action in this fight. Pierre Coetzer comes forward once again. Kimmuel Odum backing onto the ropes, defending. Coetzer should get through this guard a little bit more strongly, I think, Michael.
Well, when Odum does lay on the ropes, Coetzer should just keep, you know, attacking relentlessly.
Up and down, body, head, head, body.
If the man leans back on the ropes, you can hardly miss him.
So letting go with that left. Coetzer trying to let go with that right. A couple of lefts followed by the right. Is shot over the top there of Odum's head. Uppercut there from Pierre Coetzer. Odum's punch coming through, shaking the moustache of Pierre Coetzer. Solid left there from Pierre.
I don't know if it's the added weight, the bulk of Odum, but usually he's more aggressive offensively than he's been tonight.
We mentioned just now the cross defense of Coetzer, and there we saw it the first time I've seen it in this fight. We know he's been training on it, and there we saw it in action.
You see Odum again laying back on the ropes. Pierre's got to make him pay the price when he does that. He just got to keep going at him. If he leans the head way back over the ropes, attack the body.
I have the impression, Michael, that one good right from Pierre will put Odum right down. There's the right. I think Coetzer could almost wait for Odum to come boomeranging off the ropes and let go of the right as he comes forward.
Time him. There's a left hook to the...
Here I am.
Again, a little frustrating for Coetzer. The man is not fighting back the way he expected him to be.
Ten seconds to go. Round 6, Pierre Coetzer coming forward once again. Coetzer doing just enough to win each round, I think, Michael, basically.
You know, it's hard to, make any case for Odum. He hasn't done anything offensively. In fact, making this look more like a sparring session than a competitive heavyweight fight.
End of round 6 then, Michael. As we see Kimmuel Odum sitting down, taking a welcome breather.
And I'm surprised the corner of Odum, not chastising the man, not imploring him, not telling him he's got to get busy. And it really wouldn't be out of turn for referee Rudy Battle to chastise Kimmuel Odum and tell him, you really got to get into this fight. They're fixing the tape now on the gloves of Coetzer. Here we see action in that 6th round. It was again all Coetzer.
Round 7 then, coming up, Pierre Coetzer against Kimmuel Odum. Here we say Coetzer going forward in round 6, catching Odum on the ropes, doing some damage there. Coetzer coming out with a vengeance once again to round 7. And exactly as he did in round 6. Trying to put the pressure on the early minutes, relaxing a little bit in the middle minute, and then putting the pressure on again in the last minute. Good tactics. The crowd, I think, would like to see more. I'm sure the viewers at home would like to see Pierre Coetzer put Kimmuel Odum right down for the count. Good right from Pierre Coetzer. Responded there by Kimmuel Odum. Little flurry of blows from Kimmuel Odum. Back onto the face of Pierre Coetzer. Coetzer keeping Odum trapped over there. Referee Rudy Battle steps in and says, no, come on, guys, pull it back. Coetzer comes in again.
At the risk of repeating myself, Coetzer, if he wants to boost his prestige, particularly with the IBF, who has him ranked number 6.
And the WBA, who have him ranked at number 10.
Notching a knockout would be
certainly
very, very good for him. Of course, the World Boxing Council not ranking South African boxers, at least not at this time, due to political reasons. But I'm told that that may be changing, Robin. There are some people in the World Boxing Council.
Good right uppercut there from Pierre Coetzer.
Who believe that South African athletes, in this case boxers, should not be penalized because of any government situation. It'd be good news for the South African pugilist.
And also, I think eventually South Africans should be able to defend their titles at home. At least some of the world's biggest crowds in boxing are to be had in South Africa. And why shouldn't they see the boxing after all? Anyway, here we go. Pierre Coetzer coming forward once again. Solid workmanlike performance from Pierre Coetzer. He's putting pressure on, but he just cannot get a real flurry of good blows together to put Kimmuel Odum right down. He's hurt Odum, we've seen that. He's winded him, made him gasp. But not quite enough to make the man give up.
Well, but he is pitching a shutout. Pierre Coetzer, I have him winning every round. I don't think there's any doubt. Do you, Robin?
No.
Unless Kimmuel Odum has a brother who's a judge here. But no, 3 IBF judges, of course, and of course we have the referee from the IBF, the veteran Rudy Battle of New Jersey.
Coetzer looking at his corner, getting some instruction there from Alan Toyle, saying, "Come on, Pierre, keep it up, keep the pressure up." Left going in there into Kimmuel Odum. He's a strong guy, this Kimmuel Odum. Takes the punishment, wheezes and gasps a little bit, but he's still there. Pierre Coetzer coming in again. Alan Toyle saying, "You've got him," he's hurt.
He hurt him, but there's not enough time. The round looks like it's going to end momentarily.
Odum also comes back with a flurry himself. Rudy Battle steps in and says, "Break up, guys," end of round 7. 3 rounds to go on this schedule for 10. A weary Kimmuel Odum there, Michael, as he sits down onto his corner stool. He's managed the 7 rounds so far. Is not looking too healthy. Left eye a little bit grazed. Pierre Coetzer also with that graze, which came in the first round under the right eye. Confident, calm, cool.
A little bit of a shiner, though, it looks like, under that left eye. So Odum has done a little bit of punching.
Round 8 coming up shortly. Pierre Coetzer against Kimmuel Odum. Here we see some action from round 7. Coetzer pulling forward with that left, following up with the right. Good right there onto the face there of Kimmuel Odum. Keeping Odum against the ropes.
Well, it's been a flashback every round like the one before it. Odum leaning against the ropes. All the offensive work, you see a left hook dug into the belly, and then a right hand by Coetzer. Every round repeating itself.
Round 8 then, Coetzer comes forward. Exactly as he does in almost every round, with a vengeance, trying to put the pressure on, trying to get right through to Kimmuel Odum.
At the end of the last round, Coetzer did have Kimmuel Odum visibly hurt, but it happened so late in the round, within the final 10 seconds.
Coetzer digging with the left into the body again.
Coetzer's got to get a jump on him. He should get a jump on him right now and just keep throwing punches. Good right by Coetzer to the jaw.
Punches going through. To the body. You can see Kimmuel Odum is blowing here, Michael.
He's been huffing and puffing really from the start.
Kimmuel Odum tying up, putting the hand around Pierre's head, saying, Kimmy, come here. Close that action down. Coetzer coming forward once again. Referee Rudy Battle saying, come on, let's move these giants apart.
When he knocked out Big Art Tucker in September of '89, Kimmuel Odum briefly made the top 10 rankings. Of course, then losses to Ray Mercer and Donovan Razor Ruddock dropped him out of the top 10. There's a problem there, too much tape or loose tape, and that's a much-needed breather. Well, not a short one, but I don't think Kimmuel Odum objected to
Coetzer
that.
punishes Odum for that, comes in and digs the left deep into him. Coetzer coming forward, as he has done for most of the fight. Taking the fight to Odum, still searching for that 1 or 2 punch combo, which I think would finish him off.
I think Pierre should have concentrated on that bakery belly where all the rolls are, and a few croissants too.
Yeah, more tape there flying off the gloves of Odum. Round to the body there of Pierre Coetzer. Odum coming back as he normally does. A couple of flurries, but not much power. Coetzer pushing Odum into the ropes. The left goes in and the right. Coetzer trying to put together 4 or 5 good punches now.
Now Coetzer just did something smart. He should repeat it. He should drive an uppercut right up the middle.
Great punch there, right on the jaw there of Kimmuel Odum. Alan Tails here, get him off you. Odum smart enough to lay on, hold on. I think he was temporarily hurt there, Michael. Good punches.
He's been stunned several times, but
Legs look
never.
a little bit wobbly right now, in fact.
Well, again, it's happening in the final 10 seconds, so.
Alan Tails also is hurt. Odum once again finishes up right flush by his corner. Pierre Coetzer, business-like as ever, down to his seat. Ready to go into round 9. Kimmuel Odum just sitting down right now. Kimmuel Odum in the corner, taking the ice pack. As you say, a very taciturn, a very quiet corner, Michael. Not much being said.
It's like a library over there. It's so quiet.
Well, maybe they're going through the book of boxing rules, see what they can do.
Well, you don't need a book of boxing rules to know that the only way Kimmuel Odum could win is by knockout.
Well, he's got 2 rounds left in which to do it, as we see a bit of slow-mo action from round 8. Pierre Coetzer prodding away with that left, doubling up the left, trying to get through with the right. Odum on the ropes. Little flurries, he comes forward. Not much power in those, just enough to push Pierre Coetzer away with that big body weight. Good
And that
right
was
there.
the shot where he stunned Kimmuel Odum with that right hand, but again, it happened late in the round.
Here we go then, round 9. Pierre Coetzer against Kimmuel Odum. Live here from Marino near Italy. Near Rome, Italy, I'm sorry.
I do believe if Pierre Coetzer would fire away for 3 full minutes, he would take this man out of there. If he could sustain the attack.
With 6 minutes to go, or less than that now, I think Kimmuel Odum has had probably enough as he can hold on to in a fight like this.
You see a cut now. It's under the right eye of Pierre Coetzer. Won't be a factor, at least in determining the fight, but there is some blood.
Pierre Coetzer prodding forward. Kimmuel Odum holding on. Left hand around the back there of Pierre Coetzer's neck. Ontario saying, come on, Pierre, come to it, come to it. Confident Coetzer corner, I think, the whole match so far. They've been watching, making the odd comment, urging their man on when the other guy's in trouble.
I've worked 3 Coetzer fights, and it seems to me that Pierre oftentimes steps up the attack when he's cut. I don't know if that, pumps him up or he feels he should, but right now he should be teeing off on Kimmuel Odum.
I think it's fairly well known that Pierre Coetzer does get hurt, that he does become extremely vicious in his boxing. I think it's good when the other guy does tag him, because it then makes him very angry and he wants to come forward. See it right now.
Good right hand. Another right hand.
But strange enough, since Pierre dealt with Johnny Duploy. I hadn't seen Pierre punch in the same way as he punched out Johnny Duploy a few months ago in Sun City.
From the corner, Alan Tawil imploring Pierre to stop this man. Wants him to finish him off.
Go last minute or so of round one.
You mentioned earlier what Pierre, every time he hurts him, he then lets Odum clinch. What he should do is push Odum, push off, step back, and come back.
Those boxers just stare each other in the eye there. Coetzer coming forward, the left hand pulling in again of Kimmuel Odum. Here's corner saying, Coetzer's corner saying, work Pierre, get those shots in. Get them together.
Again, it's hard to knock out a man who's not fighting to win, and Odum really hasn't done that. Again, Odum staggered, but again, it's in the final 10 seconds, so he'll likely make it through the penultimate round.
Coetzer putting in a good puncher as the bell goes. Sure on your card, Michael? Pierre Coetzer getting that decision.
Pierre Coetzer with the big broom sweeping every round on the Marley card, but we'll see if the officials agree.
Last round coming up then, Pierre Coetzer against Kimmuel Odum. This 10-round international heavyweight tournament coming to you live from Marino, suburb of Rome here in Italy. A cold winter's evening. What are we, 10 days away from Christmas?
That's right.
From an ice rink. Tough for boxers to get really going here because the ambient atmosphere is rather cool. Here we see Pierre Coetzer getting the final rub down and the final imploring from Alan Tawil to get in there and do it. And we see some action from round 9 as Coetzer comes through with a good right uppercut. Takes a couple of blows on the head there from Kimmuel Odum.
I tell you, Kimmuel Odum's biggest damage from this fight are liable to be rope burns because he's fought with his back to the ropes throughout the bout.
Round 10 then. Pierre Coetzer coming in to Kimmuel Odum. Coetzer on our card well ahead at this stage, going for another international win against a reasonable class opponent, I think, Michael. At least an opponent who's fought some very good people.
He's fought names, and Kimmuel Odum, obviously no slouch with that victory over Big Art Tucker, but Kimmuel Odum, obvious what he needs to do. He needs to get into fighting trim.
Coetzer coming forward. Alan Tawil saying, push him away, keep the blows up, don't get pulled in. Good right uppercut going through onto Kimmuel Odum's chin. Odum pulling in again.
See how
Coetzer coming forward with the left, Michael.
Odum hooks that arm around Pierre's neck. He'll do anything to... That's it. Pierre has to step away. That's what his corner's telling him. Step back, get a little range, and then bomb
Come back in again. Rudy Battle steps in and separates them. Coetzer stepping forward, trying to get some blows. A little flurry there as usual from Kimmuel Odum. I think he must practice that one in the mirror in the gym. Lefts going in from Pierre Coetzer. Here we are, round 10, 90 seconds left. This 10-rounder international heavyweight contest featuring Pierre Coetzer of South Africa, WBA rated number 10 against IBF and IBF number 6 rated person against Kimmuel Odum, who's been in with the likes of Donovan Ruddock, Ray Mercer, and training with Riddick Bowe, and also Evander Holyfield. Really a quiet last round, I think, as Pierre Coetzer comes in once again.
It's about the 5th time, by my count, that Kimmuel Odum has been shook up.
Shaken up again, he's wobbling. Pierre Coetzer must get in the blow.
He's ready to go. He's ready to go. Left hook.
He goes right down. Well, we said it was a quiet last round, and down he goes.
He's up at 5.
And he's very wobbly there.
I think Odum will continue.
The referee, Rudy Battle, bringing them back into battle.
Right hand
Coetzer come in.
Again, now Odum trying to tie him up.
He's wobbly all over the place. Rudy Battle says no more, no mas, can't go on. As Odum wobbles like a jelly there. So Pierre Coetzer gets it.
Referee Rudy Battle stopping the contest. I guess in Rudy Battle's mind, no point in continuing.
No,
The battering
was over. Well, let me get in the ring, Michael, whilst you're kind of summing up the fight and see if we can have a few words with Pierre Coetzer.
Absolutely. Pierre Coetzer with this 10th round TKO victory, moving his record ahead now to 34 victories against 2 defeats and notching. You see Pierre Coetzer on your screen. He's got a few black and blue marks, but notching his 24th knockout. Let's see what happened here. Left hook by Coetzer, followed by a good right hand. Odum holding on for dear life. There's a nice driving right hand by Pierre Coetzer.
Good win. Good win.
Yeah, Odum is hurt.
Yeah.
Left hook right to the face. That shook Odum up. You see the legs start to twitch. Coetzer stands back.
Good win.
Drives another right hand in. Left hook. Smashing left hook by Pierre Coetzer. And down goes big 6'5" Kimmuel Odum. Kimmuel Odum said his initials are KO. He's the one who got KO'd, knocked out. And up in the ring with the winner, Pierre Coetzer. Let's go to Robin Welch up in the ring with the winner by knockout in the 10th round, Pierre Coetzer. There you see Pierre. A little bit more of the replay. Smashing right hand by Coetzer. Left hook wobbles and sends Kimmuel Odum down to the floor. He took a 5 count, was up at the count of 5, but took more of a battering, and referee Rudy Battle stopping the bout. The winner on a final round, 10th round knockout, Pierre Coetzer. Number 6 in the IBF. And this knockout victory should move him up in the rankings. You see Kimmuel Odum not, he's on his feet, took a pounding for all 10 rounds. And momentarily we'll go up to Robin Welch in the ring with the winner, Pierre Coetzer.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's hang on, guys.
Again, a solid victory for Pierre Coetzer. As the loser, Kimmuel Odum, comes over to congratulate Pierre Coetzer. Good victory. A pounding taken by Kimmuel Odum. Pierre Coetzer fighting a man taller and with a longer reach than himself. Good, excellent victory for Pierre Coetzer. He dominated the bout on my card, winning every round. And the pattern was set in the opening round. Kimmuel Odum on the defensive, Pierre Coetzer on the offensive, and Pierre softened him up for that final round knockout with an excellent body attack. As you see the ring, don't forget, coming up next will be the IBF Super Middleweight Championship bout. The champion, Lindell Holmes, Toledo, Ohio, USA, against Sugar Boy Malinga from Ladysmith in the Natal. Sugar Boy Malinga, and he'll have his work cut out for him against Lindell Holmes. That should be an excellent bout. 168-pound IBF world title at stake. Kimmuel Odum's record dropping to 13 wins against 5 losses. Now we look up in the ring, we see the winner with a few bruises, but another victory. Pierre Coetzer now 34-2. The man from Johannesburg,
Pierre
Robin
Coetzer.
Welch, with the winner,
Good win
Pierre
for you, but a
Coetzer.
rather tough opponent, I think.
Yeah, Odum was very awkward. Kept on holding me, and he's got experience. But I knew, I'm going to catch him after I won down in the stomach. And I caught him some good body punches in the earlier rounds, and at the end I just let go all the punches.
Pierre, the first couple of rounds you seem to have a lot of snap in your punches. You still kept up the punching, but your snap seems to come back in rounds 9 and 10, I think.
Yeah, it's always in the middle of the rounds. My punch is a bit slower, but Alan told me to pick up the punching rate, and I did it, and I caught him.
Okay, Alan, a good win for your boy?
Yeah, very satisfied, very good. It beat a very good fight. I mean, he fought top-class fighters in the world, and to stop knockout Odum is a big thing. Johnny Mercer couldn't do it, let's face it.
Okay, guys, very well done. I think the referee wants to announce the winner. Referee Rudy Battle is the winner then. Pierre Coetzer.
Get the time on the knockout, I think. Cedric. There you see Pierre Coetzer scoring a 10th round knockout over hulking Kimmuel Odum. Wow, what a left hook by Pierre Coetzer. Down goes Kimmuel Odum. Pierre Coetzer should move up in the world rankings, ranked by both the IBF and the WBA, and he really stepped up the attack to finish off a man bigger and bulkier than himself, Kimmuel Odum.
Here we see
Powerful
those blows
left
going in,
hook,
Michael.
left and right.
Some good punches there going from Pierre. As he said to me, he thought his snap came back in the last couple of rounds. That snap, crackle, pop, and in the end he managed to deal with Kimmuel Odum in a very satisfactory way for himself. But
well, that's the old boxing cliche. You kill the body and the head dies, and that's exactly, as Pierre told you in his post-fight interview, what he had in mind and what he did. He just kept attacking that inviting midsection of Kimmuel Odum. And I just mentioned to the viewers, we've got an exciting IBF super middleweight title fight coming ahead.